Hello again and welcome. My name is Tim Moody. I am the Public Information Officer with the Randolph County School System, and we are here for our monthly interview with our Superintendent, Dr. Stephen Gainey, as part of RTV's From the Desk Of series. Each month we welcome the opportunity to get out in front of our community and share with you some of the things that are going on in the Randolph County School System. We say the same thing each month. It's always busy. There's always a lot of exciting things going on, and this month certainly is no exception. Even though as we conduct this interview, we are out of school for the summer. We just completed another great school year. When you get into the summer months, that typically is a time of transition. Dr. Gainey, that's where we are right now. We have a number of personnel changes to speak about, particularly with regard to principals. We have 8 schools that will have new principals with the new school year. So can you just talk a little bit about that?
Well, that is exciting, Tim. We do have 8 schools that have new principals, and even more exciting is the fact that 6 of those 8 principals were already with us, which one of the things that I recognized pretty early when I got here was that back in July 2013 and through that first year and this year, we have a lot of talent in this school system among our personnel in our classrooms and in our leadership roles. So I'm very excited that whereas we have 8 principalships that are changing, 6 of those are going to be filled from people from within. And equally exciting is we are attracting very talented people, and we have 2 principals coming from outside. Sharetha Mitchell will be going to Tabernacle Elementary, and April Thompson will be going to the early college, and they are from outside the school system. So it's an exciting time for our school system to keep working to get better, and we've worked really hard in the principal roles to keep getting better.
Okay. And what I thought I would do for the benefit of our audience is just to go down the list here and share some names with you of some other changes that are taking place with regard to our principals. James Johnson will be moving from the assistant principalship at Randolph Elementary. He is now the new principal there. Todd Henderson will be moving on to Trindale Elementary School. Brian Hodgin will be the new principal at Braxton Craven School. Jamie Armfield will be the new principal at Seagrove Elementary School. And then we have Todd Bean moving over to Archdale Trinity Middle School, and Jeff Moss will be the new principal at URE Middle. So like they say in sports, you just got to keep up with the players, got to have a scorecard to keep up with the players. But as you say, it is an exciting time.
And Tim, one of the things really exciting about this is over the last 2 years, the 2 school years I've been here, I've had a chance to get to know these individuals and watch them grow and learn their strengths, and we try to work on getting good fits for school communities and with who goes into these roles, and just feel really excited about the opportunity all 8 of these individuals are going to get, the 6 that are with us as well as the 2 that are joining us.
And certainly it's not only the principals where we're seeing some transition. We have some folks right here in the central office. One I know that you work closely with, and a leader over in the Human Resources Division is Kathy Brady. I think 36 years with our school system. So talk a little bit about Kathy.
Well, Kathy's one of those people that you don't replace. I'm happy for her. She is retiring at the end of this month, and you just don't replace her. The knowledge she has about this school system and the skill level that she brings to the job every day. Amy Walker is going to move from the middle school director position up July 1. She'll be the new assistant superintendent for HR. But, you know, you can't say enough about Kathy and what she's done for this school system. I've had the privilege of working with her for 2 years. I will tell you, when I took this job, one of the first things that was mentioned to me was that I had a great one in HR, and it was about Kathy Brady. I got a real quick call about that. So I felt very good coming in the door knowing that she was going to be on my team with me. But, you know, Kathy's been an assistant principal, she's been a teacher, she's been a principal here, a curriculum director, and now an assistant superintendent. And everything I have gathered about Kathy Brady in the last 2 years is that she's excelled at everything. So we wish her the best. Hate to see her go, but it's been a great time working with her, getting to know her, and learning from her, because I've learned a ton from her about this school system and about how we can better do things as a school system and just the community at large. And so it will be a big loss, and it will feel different July 1 without her around. But I think when you get to the end of the day, you have to think, you know, you hate to see them go, but you're so glad you had a chance to work with them.
Absolutely.
And she's a star, And I hope the public understands that when we lose someone like a Kathy Brady, we are really losing. She's taking a lot of knowledge out the door with her.
Okay, so now Kathy, as we said, was the leader of our Human Resources Division, which is, of course, one of 4 divisions that are represented here. Could you just give us an overview of the 4 divisions, who leads those, and what they really do?
Well, in a school system, you have your school-based staff, which are, it's all the staff at individual schools. But sometimes what gets lost in school systems is, what about the central service staff or the central office staff? And so we have 4 main divisions in the central office, and they are the Operations Division, which is led by Marty Trotter. He's Assistant Superintendent over that division. We have the Finance and Budget Division, which is led by Todd Lowe. He's our Finance Officer. We have a Curriculum and Instruction Division led by Kat Berry. She's Assistant Superintendent. And then, as we mentioned, we have the Human Resources Division, which is led by Kathy Brady, but will be Amy Walker come July 1. And, Marty deals with the maintenance, the facilities, our capital outlay issues. He has transportation under him. Todd deals with about anything that involves money, from our budget to our payroll. Kat is dealing with all 3 levels of school with curriculum initiatives. And then, of course, Kathy, Human Resources, is so far-reaching because, quite frankly, 85% of most school systems' budgets involve people. This is a people business. So Kathy's division has hands in a lot of things. But I think one of the most important things you can do with a school system is get it organized so people understand how things work, and hopefully we can be as transparent enough where people know when they have issues, they know who to go to, and they don't feel like they've had to call 3 different places to get an answer. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why we feel so strongly in having these divisions and trying to get organized this way so people can get answers as easily and quickly as possible.
Right, okay. Now, one of the divisions that you alluded to was the Finance and Budget Division. And you talked about Todd having oversight for anything financial. Well, that's a timely topic given the county commissioner meeting that we had this week. So I know the budget was presented by the county. Can you share some information on that?
Well, Tim, I won't back away from my feelings about the commissioners. I met them within the first month I was here, and I was determined that we could have a positive relationship with them as a school system, and I knew our board was very, very familiar with them and it worked well with them. So I was determined we needed to do our part as staff. And I have thoroughly enjoyed that relationship for the last 2 years. And Monday night was an exciting night. May 26th, I went and presented our budget request to the county commissioners. It even goes back farther, Tim. On March 2nd, I presented our capital outlay request. And January 13th, we met with the county commissioners. Our board and county commissioners came, and we just had a conversation around the table. And that's kind of where we've started it the last 2 years with the budget process. We had done that in January 2014 as well. But it all kind of came to an end and a close at May 26th. I presented to the county commissioners, and we went back for the county hearing last week on June 8th. And then on June 15th, we had a great night. The county commissioners have given us $500,000 more in capital outlay, starting with the 15-16 school year. So now they have fully funded our request that came in the spring of spring of 2014. We had asked at that point for $736,000 to fund our 9-year facility plan, and now they have, in a year's time, they have funded that plan for us, and that is exciting. They also gave us $136,000 on the current expense side of our request, which will help us tremendously with our continuation costs and all. But Tim, I just can't say enough about those are in many ways business sessions when we're presenting to them. And I say that business because we need to be on our A game, and we need to bring accurate information to them and help them understand our business. And if we do our part, we'll have a great relationship with them. And I'm just excited. And I hope we're continuing to work to build a positive relationship with them and gain their trust. And I've said over and over, I want a positive relationship built with them based on 2 things: trust and transparency. And I won't give up on that. We're not, we've got a lot of work to do to continue to gain their trust, and we're going to keep working at it. But Monday night was exciting for the Randolph County School System.
And then prior to the county commissioner meeting, we had our own Board of Education meeting. Of course, a lot of business was covered there. A couple of new programs at schools, one at Farmer Elementary, the Cyber Kids Lego Robotics program, and then at Trinity High School, the Academy of Hospitality and Tourism. Can you just talk a little bit about what those programs are?
Well, the Lego Robotics program is going to be a very hands-on STEM type program, based science, technology, math, and it's going to be a good opportunity for kids to be hands-on with. And I think any time you can take those opportunities for students, it only helps. It just continues to take the academic studies from the day or from class into a hands-on application process. I'm very excited for the kids to have that opportunity. It's going to be, I think it's 4 teams of 8 students. It's an after-school program. We hope it will continue to grow at Farmer over the years, and then maybe to other schools. And we're just appreciative of the Cyber Kids group that's going to fund half of the cost, and also the Timken company is going to fund half. Now, when you go to the high school level, let's go to the Trinity High School level. That Tourism and Hospitality Academy they're starting. The career technical education programs have just gotten very exciting over the last 10, 15 years in my mind. Students are getting opportunities to do real world stuff at the high school level that what it does is it stirs their interest and helps them look at what they want to do past high school and study at the college, university level, or go to the world of work in. So I just think anytime we can bring these kind of things to the table for kids, whether it's the elementary kids at Farmer or the high school kids at Trinity High School, we've got to do it. And I'm excited to see how they play out. There's been a lot of excitement around that Tourism Hospitality Academy. It's been in the works for over a year now.
Okay, Dr. Gainey, we talked at the beginning of this broadcast about the transitions for the new school year, and we talked specifically about principals. Getting back to that for just a moment, even for a seasoned veteran principal, walking into a new school has got to be a bit daunting. What would you tell a new principal in a new school to prepare them for the new school year?
Well, I think anytime you take a leadership role and it's in a new environment, I mean, I was in that situation July 1, 2013. You want to go in and help. First thing I wanted to do when I arrived was I wanted to help. If I could help the Randolph County School System get better, I wanted a part of that, and that's what was my number one goal. But sometimes if you jump out of the gate too quick, then it can become counterproductive. So probably my best advice is, and this is a hard one, Tim, do a lot of watching, observing, and listening. Right. But same token is, when your first day is there, you're the leader. And it can all fall on your desk. So you go in there with the watching, observing, but knowing that the leadership situations are going to come up, and they have to step into those and take control of it, whatever the situation might be. I mean, I've heard principals say, well, the best time to take a school was middle of the year, because in the middle of the year, you can just watch for half a year. Well, I hear that, but the first day you're principal and there's a problem that you need to deal with a student or a staff member or a parent, you're the principal and you've got to deal with it. So there's not a perfect answer there, but if you're not doing a lot of watching / observing and listening, you're probably missing on some things that'll be important later on in future years in that role.
Okay. So then, is there anything else that you would say to a new principal?
Tim, I think another big issue beyond the watching, observing, and listening is just try to figure out what is the culture at the school you've gone to. With every school you go to, there's always going to be, there might be things that you need to change. There's things you want to stay the same. Things you're not sure of. And so I think trying to learn the culture, and with learning the culture means, being sensitive to the surrounding community and find out what's important to them as much as you can. Now, when you say that, now the school days start moving so fast, we know that, and the school year moves fast, so it may take you several years to fully understand the culture of a school or the surrounding community, and that's okay. But and with that, when I say it may take you several years, you're going to make mistakes. I'd rather have principals out there not worrying about making mistakes. I'd rather them be more eager to learn than to be, oh, I don't want to make a mistake. It kind of goes back to when I was coaching. I used to remind my players, I don't want you to play to keep from losing. I really want you to play to win. Now, when you play to win, sometimes you are going to lose. Sometimes, so you translate that to the principal role. If you look at it from that perspective, there's going to be times when you're going to make errors. There's going to be some things where you say, wow, if I could do that again, I probably wouldn't do it that way. That happens to me. A big thing with principals in leadership, which I think is getting lost nationwide in leadership, not just education, is people don't value reflecting on what they have done. And it's not saying that everything you do, you go, well, should I have done that different or what? But there is tremendous value in reflecting on decisions and things over time, and I don't think we're valuing that in leadership roles nationwide like we should, because I think there's a lot of learning that can come from that reflection.
Well, and as you well know, probably better than anyone, that we are blessed with a great group of principals here in the Randolph County School System, and really staff across the district. We're very fortunate with the folks that we have who work and serve with us every day. And we're glad to get out here each month and share with you, again, the community about our folks and the things going on, and just thank you each month for the opportunity to do this, and thank you again to Randolph Telephone. We will see you again next month. Thank you.